Hello everyone, my name is Masuma Seto. I'm a student of DVM. This video is part of my academic assignment on the topic of scapula. In this video, I will briefly explain about the anatomy of scapula. Scapula is also known as the shoulder blade, and it's help in movement of body, and it's the part of the pectoral girdle. If we talk about its shape, as you can see, it's triangular bone and it's in the category of the flat bone. Now let's discuss more about its angles, borders, and surfaces. Firstly, it has three angles: cranial angle, and then we have the caudal angle, and then we have the ventral angle. The cranial angle is slightly concave and it's sharp and thin. And then now there's the caudal angle. The caudal angle is slightly concave distally, and then enlarged ventral angle that's present in the neck region. Now we're going to discuss about its borders. There are cranial border, caudal border, and dorsal border. If you can see from here that its dorsal border is where the cartilages are attached. Now let's move on towards their surfaces. There are two surfaces: medial surface and lateral surface. Medial is concave and lateral is convex. Okay, so now let's discuss about the lateral surface. The lateral surface is the surface that is separated by two fossas: superior scapular fossa and inferior scapular fossa. Superior scapular fossa is also known as the supraspinatus fossa, and inferior is also known as infraspinatus fossa. Superior size is less and inferior size is more, and in between there's the scapular spine present. And if we discuss more about it, that how to identify that what is the cranial side and where's the caudal side. So the area where suprascapular fossa is present, that's cranial side, and from infrascapular fossa, that's the caudal side. In suprascapular fossa, the muscles are attached that are known as supraspinatus muscle, and on infra side we have infraspinatus muscle. This was all about the lateral surface. Now let's move on towards its medial surface. The medial surface has a depression that's known as subscapular fossa, and it's deep in some other animals and not deep in other. And then we have that scapula of buffalo has less deep fossa, but goat has more deep fossa. Now let's move on further towards it. In its cranial side, on the medial surface, we have muscles serratus cervix muscle, and on caudal we have thoracic muscles are attached. And medial is smooth surface, and there's at the shaft region we have the subscapularis muscles attached. This was all about the medial and lateral surface. Now let's discuss about its ventral part, I mean neck region. So if we discuss about its neck region, its distal part, it has first supraglenoid tubercle, and then we have acromion process that's present on the neck region, and then in last we have glenoid cavity that's taken from Greek word glans, means socket, and it has, as you can see here, it's the rim of the glenoid cavity and it's comma shaped. And then we have the coracoid process on the medial surface, and it's in between the rim of glenoid cavity and supraglenoid tubercle. So this was all about the scapula. Hope you understand, and thank you so much.